How am I 5.4 pounds bigger the day after I had a big meal and 2 desserts? I didn't eat 5.4 pounds of food.
So our last episode, Jeff weighed in at 304.6 pounds. He lost 4.8 pounds. Yesterday, exactly. Yesterday, 304.6. And then we went out and had fun. We cheated. We went to the Cheesecake Factory. We celebrated. Jeff had the factory nachos. He had a couple of appetizers that we shared. He shared that with me and my brother. And he also had a cheesecake. And earlier in the day, he had a whoopie pie. This is Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Whoopie pies are very popular. If you haven't had one, I suggest you try it. Which is excellent for a weight loss related show to recommend that people start wolfing down whoopie pies. But believe me, you'll thank me. You'll thank me for it.
Promise.
Give it a shot. So that's what he had. So he had one dinner. It was lunchtime, but he had a dinner at the Cheesecake Factory. It was great, wonderful. And he had a whoopie pie earlier in the day. That was it. That was the entire meal. Post weigh-in, 304.6 was the number before. That was the weigh-in prior to the meal, prior to the whoopie pie. And the next day, Jeff got this bright idea that he wanted to go on a very intense several weeks of weight loss. Like he got really motivated, which I love. I love hearing that. I love seeing that out of him. He wanted to see how much weight he could lose and how quickly he could lose it. So he wanted to get a number on the books of what he weighed the next day, the day after this cheat meal. So 304.6 he weighs in. He has the whoopie pie. He has the Cheesecake Factory meal. And the next day, he's weighing in again. And he stepped on the scale after what I just described. And
how could it be this?
Tell me what you saw. Tell me exactly what you saw.
310 on the dot. 310. How am I 5.4 pounds bigger the day after I had a big meal and a dessert, 2 desserts? 5.4 pounds. I didn't eat 5.4 pounds of food.
When you saw that number, tell me first, before I try to explain what it is that just happened over that 24-hour period. Tell me how you felt when you saw that number, because I know the old Jeff. Okay, I know him very well. The old Jeff one time stepped on a scale and he thought he wanted to see what the number was. It was after several days, but it really wasn't the designated weigh-in. He just stepped on the scale, saw a number he didn't like, and he went straight for the jelly beans or the peanut or the M&Ms or whatever it was, but grabbed them, put them in his mouth. He was acting out of total frustration. He couldn't believe the number he saw, and it just completely derailed him. That's the old Jeff. What did this new version of Jeff do when he saw the 310 pounds, a 5.4 pound weight gain in 24 hours?
Not real excited about the number. I have a goal, as you know, of achieving a certain threshold. I want to break under 300 in 7 days. So I'm not excited about that number. It was a little higher than I had hoped. I was braced for a weight gain. I knew that it was going to be even somewhat irrational, the number, because I just experienced with you before, and I know you've explained some things to me which I haven't really completely ever comprehended, and I'm sure we're going to talk about that today. But yeah, I mean, I'm not excited about this number. It seems like my goal may be out of sight, and I'm not excited about that. But at the same time, the process we've been through here over the last few months has got me mentally prepared to handle the consequences of my actions. So, if it ultimately takes me 2 weeks to get where I want to go, then that's what it's going to be. But I'm determined to do my absolute best to still accomplish the goal in 1 week.
Well,
I'm
people
going to
need
do everything I can to control what I can control this week to see if I can still cross that threshold this week.
or everyone needs to realize that that under 300-pound goal is so incredibly important to Jeff. The 299, which would be under 300, would put him at the halfway mark, and the 245 being the weight loss goal, the long-term weight loss goal, and that would put him at the halfway mark, and it would also put him under 300. It's the number that he has been seeking now for months, and to be this close, he wants to get it in a week because he's going to be traveling to visit family, and he wants that number. He wants it bad. He wants it bad. So we got 1 week to go, and he's weighed in at 310 pounds. And a week later, he's going to be weighing in and hopefully under 300. So how do you feel? How do you feel? I'm going to express how I feel in a moment. But how do you feel weighing in at 300, knowing 310, and knowing that you want to weigh under 300 in a week? How do you feel about your prospects?
Well, I think the reason why I wanted to weigh in now was because I am determined. So my determination, I'm on a new level of determination that I feel like I can go on a long streak without even cheating. So I want to see where that gets me, and I wanted to get a baseline on that. But the number went up a little bit more than I expected, so I'm concerned. But it's not going to deter me. I'm still focused and determined to accomplish goals. I'm driven, and it maybe even fuels me more to just go all in this week. I want that number. I'm going to do everything I can to get that number lower this week, whatever that is. There's thankfully what we've done. This is not a deterrent from my success. I can say that much, which in the past it would have completely sent me off my rocker. And now I'm still laser focused. It's just, I'd like to not have a delay. I'm really, motivated by that number, and I want to get there sooner than later.
So you're a bit concerned seeing 310 on the scale, knowing that in a week you want to weigh under 300. You're a bit concerned about that. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm not. And let me explain to you why. The day before you weighed in at 310, you weighed in at 304.6. So what happened between the 304.6 and the 310? I saw everything that you did, okay? Unless you were sneaking things behind my back. And I wouldn't put that behind the old Jeff, but I believe this Jeff, this version of Jeff that I see, he wasn't sneaking anything. I got to see everything that he ate that day. And I can assure you that 304.6 to 310, right? When you consume a meal like that and you're been on low carbs, trying to lose weight the way you have, very, very, very low carb, no carb. You eat a meal like that that's high carb, you're going to retain a lot of water weight, And we're talking about pounds and pounds of water weight because your body is going to store that water weight because you have more carbohydrates in your system. You drink a lot of liquid, you have a lot of carbs. The carbs in the liquid, they end up adding to your body weight, but only temporarily. And when you cut carbs again, which you're doing with in the effort to lose the next to get under 300 pounds in a week, it's your water weight will be shed. Your 304.6, which was your weight before you had the cheat meal. That weight is your weight after the cheat meal minus the water weight's going to be close to the 304.6. You probably did not even gain a pound of fat as a result of what you did that day. But let's pretend it was a pound of fat. It's 305.6, not 310. Let's say your real weight's 305.6. In a week of consistency with the type of plan you're following, I'm confident you'll weigh under 300 pounds. That's my prediction, that you will make it under 300, which if you just look at the scale, it's like, man, he lost over 10 pounds in a week. That's absolutely incredible. And that's what the scale says, 310 to 299. That would be over 10 pounds. But if you read the details of that, if you look a little bit further, you would see that body weight on the scale, when you look at the day before the 310, it was 304.6. It just shows you the tricks that the scale can play, and people don't understand this. They'll go out, they'll have a cheat meal, they'll have a meal that they normally wouldn't have if they're on a diet, and then they, out of curiosity, weigh themselves the next day, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I gained 5 pounds. That one meal made me 5 pounds heavier. That means if I had another meal like that, I'd be 10 pounds heavier, and another one after that, be 15 pounds heavier." I would undo everything I've done in the past 2 or 3 weeks. This is crazy. I can't get away with anything. That's not true. Here's the truth. The truth is there's really only one way that you should be handling your progress. And it's by having a weigh-in once a week on the same day. And then whatever you do in terms of a cheat meal happens after your weigh-in. So Sunday's your weigh-in. You weigh in on Sunday. You have your cheat meal or meals or what have you. And right after that, then you're consistent from Monday or Tuesday or however, if you have 2 cheat days, whatever it may be, all the way to Sunday of the following week, and you'll find out that you'll end up losing weight. But if you were to weigh yourself the day after the cheat meal, it looks like you've gained a lot of weight, and it's simply because you're retaining more water. And your goal is to burn fat. The water fluctuations don't matter. That's not going to factor in one way or the other to the goal. The goal is burning fat. So do not step on a scale after a cheat meal. The only reason Jeff did this, the old Jeff would have done this out of curiosity. He would have done this because I want to see what that cheat meal did. And then when he saw what the number is, he would completely lose his mind. He would flip out and he would cheat more. And then he really would gain 5 pounds because of the amount of food that he ate as a result of that. But not this Jeff. This Jeff did it for a reason. He stepped on that scale because he wanted to see what the number is, because he plans on starting a really strict period where he's going to see how much weight he can lose and how much time, and however long he ends up going with his level of strictness. We'll see how long it goes, but he wants to determine how quickly he can end up losing the next 30, 40 plus pounds. And I'm all for it. I mean, he's motivated to do it, so why not? There's no reason not to do it. But he wanted to get a baseline figure of like, what did I weigh in the day that I began? And he wanted to get that number, and that's why he stepped on the scale. But what it did not do is it didn't derail him. Like, this is a new mindset that Jeff has.
Big time.
Where normally he would have been just totally demotivated as a result of that number. He would have lost all confidence in himself. He would have said, it's not even worth it. I'm just going to drown out my emotions by eating more. Instead, you did not. You did not. When you stepped on that scale and you saw that number, you were on the plan. You ate your meal, you ate your high protein meal, you did your walk, all of that. All of that ended up happening. It's happened ever since. It's going to continue to happen. I'm confident of that. So tell people about that mindset shift that you've experienced now from the old Jeff who freaks out and impulsively weighs and overreacts to the new Jeff that's systematic in his way of thinking.
Yeah, I guess it's just been an evolution over time with the habits that I've built over this period of months, and with regard to diet, and now recently adding exercise, but also with the mindset shift, the mental aspect really is probably the bigger role in this. Just fueling. The reason why I'm ready to start today, I had the cheat yesterday and I'm like, okay, that's good. Like, I'm good. I'm content with that. That was good. I don't need that anytime real soon. It was great. I enjoyed celebrating, but I don't have a cause for specific celebration in the near future. So I see a period of time where I can really knock some pounds off, and I want to do it. I'm really motivated by the results I've had recently. So I'm driven more than I have been during this whole journey. And so I'm not phased. You also, you've over time, you have planted the seed enough times where I knew the number was going to be something unpleasant, and something that I shouldn't overly invest myself into the number today. But it's still, that's a big number, dude. That's a big number. 5.4 pounds just is like a lot. I mean, now I'm talking about, I need that number to go down over 10 pounds to get where I really expected to be. It's hard to imagine that actually happening. But I'm, mentally I'm good. Like, I just know it may take another weigh-in afterwards to get there. So the mental is definitely, I think that's probably, I wouldn't even be doing the weigh-in and focused on these things if my mental wasn't where it is. I wouldn't be weighing in and looking forward to a long, strict period if I wasn't mentally strong. You got me here. So, I'm a different person that way. I can handle it. I'm different. You know what I mean? It's not like the resilience is at an unprecedented high. So regardless of next week's result, I'm going to be fine and I'm not going to be deterred. Just like today, I saw a number that I'm not really comfortable with, but I'm not deterred. I'm one track, I'm focused, and nothing's going to stop that. I don't know what else to say. I'm driven, I'm focused more than ever, and nothing's going to take me off that focus because we've gotten where we've gotten. And I just really, really am motivated to do everything in my power to still achieve my original objective for this week. And when you tell me that it's possible, I'm pushing hard to make that happen. I'll probably go extra this week to make it happen.
I do believe you will weigh under 300 pounds in a week. I believe
that'd be great. That'd be great.
I believe that you will do what's necessary to get there. I have confidence in the process. I have confidence in you fulfilling the process. I've seen the change in you. I know how determined you are. I know how consistent you've been. And I do believe that you're going to do exactly what's necessary to make that number what you want it to be at the end of the week. But on the flip side, I also really appreciate the fact that you said if the number isn't what you want it to be, it doesn't change anything. You will still have lost a lot of weight and you will still get under 300 pounds very shortly. So you're still going to end up achieving both goals. Whether it's a day or two longer really doesn't make a difference. Ultimately, you end up in the same place. But just the attitude that you have towards that, it really is a shift from where you were before. Before, it was all or nothing. Now you're able to look at it longer term, know that as long as I do what I'm supposed to be doing, I'm going to get there. And I just have to follow through with everything that I've told myself I'm going to do on a daily basis. And the number will continually go down. And I will end up getting to my goal and I will burn away all the fat. So you're 100% dialed in on that. I can tell. I can see it. I see it with my own eyes, and I'm really proud of you for it. Now, this whole idea of you going on this longer range, low carb, just consistency streak with no cheating to see how fast you can lose. What's gotten into you, man? Where did this come from? Who am I talking to now? I don't even know. I've never seen this guy before. I mean, he looks exactly like the guy I spent 30 years with, but there's something like totally different about him to the point where I think artificial intelligence has substituted him with somebody else. I don't even know. He may be a robot. I don't know what's going on here, but I'm not seeing the same person that I've seen for 3 decades straight. And I need you to give me some insight into what you've done with the other guy, because he's gone as far as I can tell.
This part's easy. You started me at, 354.6, right? 354.6. At that time we started, I could not even envision this. I could not be on the doorstep of getting in the 200s. I wasn't mentally able to comprehend being where I am right now. And there's been a lot of growth through this process, and a lot of it is mental. I think the mental is probably the most important aspect of all this, and it allows the physical to take place. And in my case, for sure, it's definitely dramatically increasing the pace of this weight loss. I guess it's been 44 weeks or so, and I've lost 50 pounds, and I'm really excited about that. But I literally think that this next 50 pounds is going to go off a lot faster. And I would have never, there's so many things that are just new thresholds that I would never have anticipated along the way. But this, like, I'm determined on another level, just to cross this threshold in particular is just one example. I want this so bad. I can taste it now, and it's like, this tastes better than cheesecake, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really want this, and I don't want to lose it. Once I get this, it's so precious. I don't want to lose it. I'm going to keep going. So I'm like, well, okay. I started thinking, well, I'm going to be driving next week right after the weigh-in. So, and then I started thinking, well, would I actually do damage after I weighed in at 299 or better? No, I actually, now I'm like, mentally, there's no way I would risk that. I'm actually to the point where I've overcome my lifelong association with, food in the car and celebration on vacation mode and all that. I'll overcome that in a heartbeat to keep this from ever having a risk of breaking the 300 again. I don't want to see a 3 on that scale. Once I get to 2, it's 2 forever. I'm never going to be 3 again. Like, I literally have crossed another barrier with this. I know it in my mind. I won't put that in jeopardy. And so that started me thinking, well, if you can survive a drive back home and back here, then what can't you do? And I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't put this to the test. Like, I could definitely start with 2 weeks. I can go 2 weeks without a cheat. Can I do 3, 4? Can I go 30 days? Probably. That's what I'm thinking right now. I think I can go a month without needing to cheat. If I'm continuing to get the results that I'm getting right now, I'm so motivated by the results that I've seen in the recent past that there's really nothing, there's no need to stop that. There's no need to take a break from that. So yeah, I'm just like, I'm driven on another level, and seeing the success has really pushed that. But also the shift in the frame of mind has really enabled this to take on a new life.
Everybody needs to realize that Jeff has never traveled in the car for a long distance and not eaten snacks galore. Candy bars, especially, just anything he could get his hands on to make the trip enjoyable. And he's done this habitually throughout his entire life. It goes back to his childhood. It was a time of celebration, road trips. We grab our snacks. We have a good time, associating the snacks with the good time. And he's been doing this over and over again since that time. He, some episodes ago, if you go through our archive of Jeff's 43 weeks here, you'll see where he consumes 7,500 calories in a day, almost 1,000 grams of carbohydrates. And most of that was consumed on his drive up here to visit me.
Oh my gosh.
And we totaled it all up. It was like 900, I believe, grams of carbs. For the day, it was 7,500 calories. And he ended up doing this. And that's when it became very obvious how horribly pathological this problem was of him eating in the car. And on his way home, prior to leaving, I said, okay, well, we know how much you consumed on the way up to visit me. So could we do better than that on the way home? Like, could we, I don't know, like 7,500 calories, 900 grams of carbs. Could we aim for something less, anything less, please? Give me a number, anything that you're willing to do. I don't know. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. It's like so hard for me in the car. It's so tough. Maybe I'll aim for 500. Maybe I'll aim for half. Maybe. I'll try. I'll try. I like aim for that. So here we go. So we go from 900 to 500 to none. The no call. He's actually calling. He hasn't done it yet, but he's saying on his trip back home to visit, same length of trip that I just said he consumed 7,500 calories and the 900 grams of carbs on when he came to visit me. He's saying that I think I can consume no carbs on the way down and on the way back up. And that is unprecedented. That is something I never thought he would ever suggest on his own. I always thought that in the car, he's always going to, at the best, limit it to a couple hundred grams of carbs if I'm lucky. And now he's talking about before that trip even takes place, I'm low carb now. I'm doing my regular diet, the weight loss diet, and the trip's coming up. So I'm just going to go through I'm going to go through that trip. I'm going to drive. I'm going to go through the drive. I'm going to go through the time there and the drive back here. And I'm going to consume no carbs during that entire time. And that is something he's never done before and something he's never tried to do before. And certainly something that he's never even claimed that he would be capable of doing before. But now he's calling his shot. He's saying, I am going to do that, or I plan to do that. And that's absolutely incredible. If you don't see the shift in yourself. I mean, it's the dramatic shift in yourself to actually be able to even claim that ahead of time and do so with confidence. I mean, that is truly from the inside out a transformation like I've never seen before.
No, I can see it. it's I don't even know how to describe it though, but it's out of this world, different than anything I've ever been like before. And I'm excited. I want to capitalize on it, and I just want to get where I want to go. There's no reason to slow the process. There's no reason to slow the progress. I can be better than I ever thought I would be, and like, why wait? Now that I really see that this is so achievable, I don't want to wait longer than I need to. So, and with this particular number, it just happens to be a very significant number. And I think that's really what is motivating me at this time to even look at this closer and consider this. Maybe if it was at a different number, I wouldn't feel as strongly, but this is like, I need to cross this threshold, man. And then when I do cross it, I need to stay there. This one's big. A few weeks ago, months ago, whatever it was, I crossed a big barrier for myself going from the 330s to the 320s. That was a big deal because I hadn't been under 330 in a long time, years. And that was a big win to get there. And then I went backwards back into the 330s, and I was stuck there for a while, and I got up to 335 again. And, if we weren't weighing in and checking in every week and talking about it and forcing me to be accountable, then, in a previous life, that would have definitely been the beginning of the end. And now, I developed a resilience, and we battled back through it. And now I find myself at the doorstep of breaking a threshold that I really never really believed was possible. I guess I never really envisioned this really happening, and I'm right here. And now, the habits I've gained and the changes I've experienced, I can't imagine wasting another week in the threes. Like, I'm ready to be in the twos for life, dude. Like, why am I going to waste time? I want to get there, and I want to keep kicking ass. Let's go.
Everybody, please subscribe. The next episode, we're going to determine if Jeff makes it under 300 pounds in 1 week. We're also going to see how his trip went. If it was a no carb, incredible extravaganza of 0 carbs or an incredible extravaganza of 1,000 carbs or somewhere in between. Nobody knows until it happens. This is a first time for Jeff, but my God, I'm really inspired at seeing how much confidence he's developing by going through this process week after week after week and seeing what he's really capable of. He's literally transforming his entire life day by day by day. And every single step he makes in the right direction gives him a little more confidence, so that way he knows deep down inside that he really can do this. And that's really what's fostering this new side of Jeff that we're seeing for the very first time, where he really feels like, yes, I can do this. I'm proving it over and over again. And it's inspiring him to be his best self, not only when it comes to weight loss, but in all other areas of life. So just please, everybody subscribe. Follow Jeff's story. We've got other videos about the other aspects of Jeff's life that have been transforming throughout this entire process. It's incredible what embracing a goal like this can do to be able to transform everything if you do it right. And he's really a living testimony of that. How happy are you now compared to how you were in the past? Like, now that you're living in reality, now that you're actually working towards something on a consistent basis and delivering results, carbs are out of the way. They're only consumed on cheat days, on cheat meals. And the rest of the time you're focused on burning fat. How's it making you feel? Like those carbs that you lived off of, that you just leaned on and relied on. And that's what I had to have every single day to be able to get through work, to be able to get through anything that's stressful, to be able to just sustain myself. All of a sudden they're not there. And look what you're doing. You're doing some things that you've never thought imaginable.
I feel amazing that I'm in control of myself. And I realized that I was not in control of myself. I wasn't even in touch with how out of control I was before, but I know I'm in control now. And once you know it, you won't let go. I won't let go of this. So yeah, I'm grabbing the steering wheel. I'm taking it, man. I got it. It's not my and go. I'm going to stick with this, dude. There's no way this goes the wrong way. It's only going the right direction from here. And I'm just ready to hit the gas, dude. That's it. I just want to go faster, dude.
Comment below if you have a question. I'll forward it to Jeff. And I can't wait to see where this takes you. It's already taken you so far. I'm just really excited to see what next week brings and the week after that. And the road to 245 is here. I love you, brother. You're doing an amazing job. I'm inspired by you. And I know that everybody watching right now is as well. And I just congratulate you on everything you're achieving.
Thank you so much, dude. It doesn't happen without your support and blessings from above.
Yes, absolutely. Love you, man.
Love you, dude.
See you next week.